and abrupt. Okay, fast and abrupt. You know what? It was so fast and abrupt. Let me get there. Make sure the volume. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. Welcome, come on in, baby, come on, baby, come on, baby, come on. Come on in, man. I was doing to invite your guests. I wanted to invite a guest or enable the podcast to have guests. I've been seeing that on the vertical line. I like the way it looked. What's up, man? Relax and talk sport. Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-boos, giving Democrats the boo-boos. And all we do is win. All we do is win. And if you came from MAGA, put your hands in the air, let them stay there. Yeah, we're going to have a live podcast today. Oh, man, who missed me? We're going to have a live podcast today, man. All we do is win Wednesday. A lot of topics, brand new AI image, brand new AI thumbnail is looking so swell, so well. How we doing today in the MAGA world? Trump. You know what I'm saying? We gallivanting all over the world. You see my thumbnail. You see what we doing. I'm going to read you the news, give the Democrats some blues. I said, you saw my thumbnail. You know what we doing. I'm going to read the news and get a Democrat some news. Give the Democrats some blues. Give them some news and some blues. Give them some news and some blues clues. How y'all doing, man? We don't choose to lose. It's all we do is win Wednesday. If you came from MAGA, put your hands in the air. Can I get that MAGAMEN in the chat? Mega Man in the chat. MAGA MAGA Man in the chat. Man, I'm feeling so good today. We back. We in the building. How's everybody doing, man? Double tap, hit the like button as you come into the live stream. Double tap, hit the live. Get your seats now. Get your seats now, man. The chat. I was talking to somebody the other day about the last live stream. He said, perfect. I was trying to say something to you, but the chat was moving too fast. It was thousands of people watching, thousands of chats. I couldn't read. I'm going to have to get me a producer or a moderator to help read the chats because the chat was going crazy. Get your seats now. Everybody get your seat right now. This is the discussion. This is the political discussion on YouTube. Loren James in the building. How you doing? Good morning. Get your seats. Get your popcorn. We about to have the discussion today. I'm about to give you the get down for the shutdown. You want to know about the get down, about the shutdown? You in the right place. If you're new to the podcast, there's a lot of information that you missed. We're going to bring you up to speed, but there's so much you need to understand. There's so much that's not being told to you that I shared with you last time. The conversation has moved well past EBT and food stamps. Do you guys understand the conversation is now past EBT and food stamps? We are into cash aid. We have to talk about cash aid. We have to talk about the realities of this shutdown, how long it's lasting, how long it's gonna last. Put in the chat right now, how long do you think the shutdown is gonna last? But I have to give you contextual proof and understanding about previous shutdowns compared to this shutdown so you know what's coming. I want to warn the audience, this is an informative podcast. This is a podcast for intelligent, informative people. We talk about geopolitical, domestic news. We have some great geopolitical topics. Our president right now is in Japan on the Asian summit trip right now. I don't know if you understand this. You can't sign the bill if the president's not in the White House, but we're not going to get, I'm getting excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I am really getting ahead of myself. I have so much to share with you today. So many realities about your reality that they are not telling you. They want to scare you and fearmonger. I want to prep you. 3 months or more. That is terrifying because 3 months is 90 days. 3 months is 90 days. Pat just said 3 months. 3 months is 90 days. We are in the second longest shutdown in American history. We've had 21 shutdowns. This is the second longest shutdown in American history. The first and longest shutdown occurred under the first Trump presidency. These are contextual things you need to understand about this debate. I need you to understand the full gamut so that we can have an intelligent debate and an intelligent discussion. We are in the second longest shutdown in American history, and we are in the first shutdown in American history ever when Congress has passed a clean CR. We had a conversation here, Pat. We had a real good conversation educating the American people because a lot of my audience, you see the gray hair, a lot of my audience tends to be a little bit older. We had civics in school. We understand the role of the three branches of government. I am eerily afraid. I am terrified that a majority of the American people do not understand the roles and responsibilities of the branches of the American government. So when Mike Johnson, shout out to Mike Johnson, this is a right-leaning MAGA forward Republican channel, in case you didn't know, Pat. Shout out to Mike Johnson. When Mike Johnson says that Congress, whose job it is to create the budget through appropriation bills, passed the clean CR. I don't know how many Americans, especially since we had 10 million come across the border with the border czar who's black. It's okay if she's black. I don't mind if she's black, but is she the border czar? I just want to know, was she the border czar? I don't know how many of those people understand the roles and responsibilities of the branches of government. Back at it like a crack addict, automatic like a fomatic, built from tragedy, made for static. It's your boy, Perfect Time Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2022 won't last. 2025 been a blast, and we're going to get this done real fast in a dash. How many people understand what it means that the Congress passed a clean CR and the Senate 13 times has said no? Can you see my thumbnail? Have you seen my thumbnail? I got the greatest thumbnail in YouTube. AI, 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 AI. I make the greatest thumbnails. This is the greatest podcast. You should double tap, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. I'm going to tell you right now, you should double tap, hit the like button, share, and subscribe because we're going to educate some people today. We are going to educate Americans. That's what we do here. We're going to educate Americans. I said on my thumbnail, 13 times the Democrats said no. 13. Let's extrapolate the thumbnail. Let's go into Chuck Schumer. Let's go into AOC. I got video anecdotal evidence. You're going to love this video from John Kennedy. I absolutely love it. It's gone viral. You may have seen it, maybe you didn't. But let's unpack this 13 times saying no. AOC juxtaposed against Chuck Schumer. We saw AOC in the town hall with Bernie Sanders. The number one thing that came out of the town hall is AOC going to primary Chuck Schumer. That might give you an understanding of why the government is shut down, especially if you don't understand the role of Congress to create and pass a budget through appropriation bills and what a clean CR or a stopgap bill. Do you understand where we're at right now? How many American people understand why the government is shut down? Do you know what a clean CR is? I think we have to have this talk. And I think purposely the left-leaning media is not educating the American people. You should have learned this in high school. You should have learned this in high school, especially if you were in high school during Obama when we had shutdowns, or if you were in high school during the first Trump administration. I'm sorry, you might have been on quarantine. So you probably missed this understanding. But you should have learned this in high school of whose job it is to create a budget through appropriation bills and what a stopgap bill or a clean CR. If the American people understood what a clean CR is, I think that the Democrats, who are going to lose in 2026, this is sinking the ship. 55% of the American people blame Chuck Schumer. They blame the Democrats. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. Pat said, at this point, if it doesn't matter if you understand the three branches, you can have a pauper and the castle doesn't meet him a king. It's a clown entertainment circus. If you really want to know who a king is, we'll get to that later because we'll talk about Democrats like Dianne Feinstein who die in office. What we're going to talk about today is the reality that American people don't understand how the American government works if you don't have the education, because I can tell by how dyslexic and how disjointed your message is. You're leaving out words. It's not proper syntax. So you are probably one of the people who, thank you for that correction, Pat, but it's still my point, Matt. You are one of the people who don't understand it. Do you understand how that hurts democracy? Do you understand? It's impossible for us to have a democracy. And it's funny because it's coming from the Democrats who are supposed to be the upholders of democracy. You must understand the world that you live in. You may be younger than me, so you don't understand the importance of the knowledge of how the three branches of government work. See, you may not understand why the Supreme Court sent abortion back to the states. Do you understand that the Supreme Court does not make law? See, this was why a lot of people got upset, but we don't have this discussion anymore. Do you notice we don't never discuss that Supreme Court decision that sent Roe versus Wade back to the states? Because the Democrats don't want American people to understand the roles and responsibilities of the branches of government. Roe versus Wade went back to the states because the Supreme Court does not make law. You understand? It's only a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. So if you want a law, do you have to go to the state, or Kamala Harris said we're going to make it a federal law, meaning going to Congress and creating a bill. It's only a bill, and Biden was supposed to sign it into law, but Biden fell asleep. Biden fell asleep on your dreams. Biden fell asleep on your aspirations, and you want to blame Trump. He only been in president 6 months. I'm just giving you the reality. See, this is how democracy falls down, and it all falls down. This is how democracy falls down when you are ignorant of how democracy works. You don't understand, Sleepy Joe. Shout out to Mrs. Perfect Timing in the building. Double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. You are watching the #1 podcast for geopolitical domestic politics on YouTube. It's called the Perfect Timing Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. Share, subscribe, tell your guy. This is the #1 podcast. This is the #1 conversation. Do you understand why it went back to the states? It's because the Supreme Court don't make law. But for liberals had a liberal Supreme Court, and they used it as a bully pulpit to create laws. Now we have a conservative Supreme Court. You now are upset, but you lack the understanding that it was the correct decision because the Supreme Court does not make law, and Congress is the one who creates the budget. Congress is the one. Stop lying to the people. Kevin, you're smoking. What? Kevin, you got to do better than that. I am doing all the heavy lifting. Let me tell all the trolls here today, if you're going to troll, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy in the argument. Don't make me do all the heavy lifting, Kevin. If you have a rebuttal, then put it in the comment section. But don't make me do all the heavy lifting, because that's just lazy. It's not just trolling. And that's the problem with American people and not understanding the shutdown. They are arguing the big, beautiful bill, but the big, beautiful bill passed in 1 week. This is not about the big, beautiful bill. This is about the ignorance of the American people not understanding what I mean when I say the Democrats said no 13 times. The Democrats voted no 13 times on a clean CR. Let's get into Mike Johnson and the clean CR. Do you know what a clean CR? Do you know what a stopgap bill? Right now in the chat for all the trolls, can you define right now? And remember, you have AI, you have Chat GPT. Go to your cell phone right now and tell me what a stopgap bill is and what a clean CR is, because it's material to the debate. You must understand that this is the first time in American history that we have a government shutdown over a clean CR. Because see, we cannot have this talk in falsified ground. We can't walk on sand today. We're going to build a strong foundation. I told you this is the most informative educational podcast on YouTube. I'm going to educate you today. You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today. So a clean CR is not an appropriation bill. It is not a budget. So Congress could not come to the job of Congress is to create a budget by October 1st. They were unable to create a budget by October 1st. In order for you to get your food stamps and federal employees like soldiers and soldiers' wives to continue to get their money, Congress needed to either pass a budget appropriation bill to go to the Senate and be signed by the president by October 1st. Because they could not do that, they passed what is called and known as a clean CR or stopgap bill. Gold P is vegan. Shout out to my brother Gold P in the chat. Please be mindful of your language. Thank you, Gold P, coming in with the Rich of Distraction. The Rich is a tool. The brother came in working that tool. Check this out. We are discussing why you're not getting your food stamps, and we are going to get to cash aid, because while you are trolling, if you know somebody who gets cash aid, if you know somebody who gets EBT and SNAP, it's not a joke. And we are past SNAP, we are past EBT, we are at cash aid being delayed. I'm going to get to that after I explain to you what is going on and how and why 13 no's matter. 13 no's. Remember what we're talking about. We are talking about the roles and responsibilities of the branches of government. We started with the Supreme Court and why certain Supreme Court justice sent things back to the state. Then we went into a clean CR and Mike Johnson and President Trump, one of the greatest, most productive presidents in American history right now in Japan, making billions for America, said that this is the first time we've had a government shut down with a clean CR. I know the only reason that happening is because the American people don't know what a clean resolution is. So Congress's job is to create the budget. That's what Congress does. If you saw the cartoon when you were a child, you understand. It's only a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. It's called an appropriations bill. They couldn't do it by October 1st, so they were forced to pass what is known as a clean CR or a stopgap bill. That would fund the government at the same level. It would not break or change anything in the Affordable Care Act. Do you guys understand what I'm explaining to you today? I don't think so, because I don't see enough likes. Double tap and hit the like button. I'm not sure you completely understand what I am teaching you, because I do not see enough likes. Double tap, hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. Congress' job is to create a budget and pass it by October 1st, or the government shuts down and cash aid, Section 8, all the entitlements stop, including payment to federal employees. 2 million federal employees have been furloughed, and then soldiers do not get paid. Do you guys understand? That was due by October 1st. Congress couldn't get that done, but Congress did collectively, bipartisanly pass what is known as a stopgap bill, clean CR, funding the government at the same levels as before October 1st, meaning that EBT, SNAP benefits, and federal workers would keep their jobs and everything would remain the status quo until Congress could figure out the appropriation bill, right? This is normal in budget talks, right? We pass a clean CR. Never before in history has Congress, bipartisan, meaning Republican and Democrats, passed the clean CR, meaning funding the government at current levels. No changes. A clean CR passed by Congress would mean no changes. You're being taught about changes to the Affordable Care Act. You're hearing about debates, and I'm going to play with you. I'm going to play it for you. Debates over where money should be spent and how money should be spent. But you're not hearing why we don't have EBT. We don't have EBT because when bipartisan congressional House Democrats and Republicans passed the clean CR, it went to the Senate. Chuck Schumer, for the first time in American history, said no to a clean CR that would fund the government at current levels. And now they want to argue about the big, beautiful bill, but the big, beautiful bill passed already. And I don't think the American people understand what is happening. They are lying about telling you about certain cuts. These cuts are happening. Changes to WIC are happening. Changes to entitlements are happening. It's in the big, beautiful bill. You can't go back, Chuck Schumer. You can't go back, Democrats. The big, beautiful bill passed in 1 week. You didn't shut down the government. You didn't hold town halls. You didn't educate the American people. Why are you conflating issues? The new requirements for WIC are in the big, beautiful bill. The new requirements for Section 8 are in the big, beautiful bill. The new requirements for cash aid and food stamps, you keep hearing a lot about now you have to work more hours in order to get food stamps. That's not in this budget proposal. That all passed already. It has become law. It's only a bill. Do you understand what I'm saying? The big, beautiful bill has been signed into law. These changes are coming irregardless of Chuck Schumer's political theater, because they passed in the big, beautiful bill. You can't save or change the big, beautiful bill with the government shutdown over a clean CR. You're just making yourself look bad, and it's making Democrats who support you look like idiots for not understanding how the government works. The big, beautiful bill passed already. All you Democrats who don't understand politics and the three branches of government need to do your homework or subscribe. Double tap, like, and subscribe, because I'm going to educate you today. The cuts that the Democrats are scaring you about, they did not scare you when it was the practical time. My name, perfect timing. This is ill-fitted timing. This is not perfect timing, because the big, beautiful bill with the cuts to WIC, with the new restrictions to WIC Section 8 cash aid already passed. You can't stop it. Chuck Schumer, you can't go back in time. The shutdown is not a time machine, right? You should have been educating the American people about what was in the big, beautiful bill when it was up for a vote. But this is what I argue all along. The Democrats did not fight against the big, beautiful bill because they are aligned with me and Republicans on monetary issues. So for people saying that Trump is evil, I need to let you know that the big, beautiful bill, Project 2025, and the Heritage Foundation and MAGA Republicans always wanted this. We want the entitlement programs gone. I know it may be a surprise, but this is what I voted for. I don't want food stamps. I don't want Section 8. I don't want welfare. I know what Project 2025 said. Hello, MAGA Republicans know the climate. We know what the Heritage Foundation is pushing. I read Project 2025. I knew this was coming. I knew it was in the big, beautiful bill. This is why I voted for Trump. This is not a surprise to me. It's not a surprise to MAGA Republicans. What is sad, what is very sad is it is a surprise to Democrats, and it was Jasmine Crockett's job to educate you. It was Chuck Schumer's job to educate you. It was AOC's job to educate you. What did Jasmine Crockett do? I'm leaving on a jet plane. Jasmine Crockett got on the plane. Jasmine Crockett focused you on five seats that are insequential, non-sequential seats, because the Republicans are running the House, the Republicans are running the Senate, and the Republicans have the presidency. The Republicans are running the ball game. The Republicans are running the ball game. Those five seats never matter. They don't matter as long as the Republicans control the House, the Senate. Don't even bring up the Supreme Court, the conservative Supreme Court that has ruled every time with President Trump. Those five seats never matter. They didn't educate you on the big, beautiful bill. Instead, Jasmine Crockett focused you on five insequential, non-sequential on her. And Jasmine Crockett is gorgeous. Can I just say, did you see her new hairdo? Jasmine Crockett has new hair. The girl is gorgeous. She has a brand new hairdo, and she is fierce. Does she know what she's talking about? No. Is she a pretty thing to look at? Yes. But she just pulled the biggest bamboozle. She just pulled the biggest hoodwink on the Democratic Party I didn't see in 20 years. She got you focused with them big, beautiful brown eyes. Pretty brown eyes. Yeah, she got them pretty brown eyes, and she flat them eyelashes, and no one listens to what she's saying. I am convinced. I I am convinced no one can hear what she's saying when she is talking because she is so beautiful. You're not listening to Jasmine Crockett. You never did the math, the congressional math on the 5 seats. All I wanted you to do was do the congressional math on the 5 seats and if it's a factor. No one did the congressional. See, this is not bipartisan. This part is mathematical. The 13 no's is mathematical and diabolical on the part of the Democrats. Mathematically diabolical. 5 insequential seats, 13 votes of a no from the Senate. Do you know the Senate Republicans have tried to pass the Clean CR, funding the government at the same levels with no changes to the Affordable Care Act, and the Senate Democrats, under the leadership of Chuck Schumer, have voted no 13 times. I can't make this up. This is math. This is the math of Americans starving for Christmas and Thanksgiving. We have a Clean CR passed by the Congress and your favorite liberal elite millionaire Democrat, let me remind you, who will get a tax break from the big beautiful bill. Chuck Schumer is an elite Democrat. Did you know that Chuck Schumer is an elite millionaire Democrat? Just like Nancy Pelosi is an elite millionaire Democrat. Just like Gavin Newsom is an elite multi-millionaire Democrat, who all will benefit monetarily and greatly from the big beautiful bill tax cuts. Can you argue me that? Do you know how much these liberal Silicon Valley Democrat millionaires, what about the liberal Democrat millionaires in Chicago? Do you know how expensive it is? Not South Side Chicago. No, 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 no. They're Oak Park, Chicago, multi-million, beautiful Chicago, with liberal millionaire Democrats who benefit from the big beautiful bill. They want to argue and cherry pick the big beautiful bill. Do you know what the job of Congress, and they were supposed to debate what's in the bill before you passed it, not shut down the government now, not keep the American people ignorant as to the facts that we could have food stamps. Do you know we could have food stamps right now? So now that I've laid the foundation, let me give you some bad news. Let's get to the bad news. So this is the second longest shutdown in government history. The longest shutdown in government history under Donald Trump was 35 days. I came to share some bad news today. Donald Trump is not in the White House. Donald Trump is not in the White House. Donald Trump is in Japan. Did you know Donald Trump is in Japan? Do you know what it means that Donald Trump is in Japan? Do you know what it means that Donald Trump is in Japan? It means that there will be no budget passed, clean CR passed, there will be no food stamps. Do you guys understand? This is what's not being talked about. This is what's not being talked about. If Donald Trump is in Japan, then we can't pass this bill until he gets back. Did you know Mike Johnson and the Congress are in recess? Let me read something to you. President Donald J. Trump visited Japan on October 27, meeting Emperor Naruhito and Prime Minister Sani Takashi to strengthen bilateral ties. The leaders signed an agreement granting U.S. access to Japanese rare minerals to reduce dependence on China, while Japan pledged, listen to this, Japan pledged $550 billion, not million, billion, 550 billion in investments. People want to talk about trade and tariff. Wow, I told you that the trade and the tariff is leading to investments in America, billion-dollar investments in America. Japan pledged 550 billion in investments, including Toyota's, listen to this, Toyota's $10 billion for U.S. auto plants. Did I say that? Did I say that? Did I say the trade and the tariffs are leading to plants being built, and someone challenged me. Here you go with the receipts. Trump is not in the White House. You're not getting your food stamps because you need the president to sign off on the food stamps. Trump is in Japan. Trump is not worried about you not getting the people entitlement. Trump is over in Japan making America great again, getting $500 billion investments, $10 million plants for you to work at. See, the plant is a job. You have to go to work. It's not food, free food. Do you understand? Trump is building a plant for you to work at, Americans, for you to work at. Hello? And you want to worry about where your food stamps. No, 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 no. We need jobs. We need, see, the reason why MAGA voted for Trump is we need jobs. So you complaining about food stamps and entitlement, and we need jobs. Trump is in Japan securing jobs for your son and my son, and not just a little bit. We're going to read that again. Japan pledged $550 billion in investments in America, including $10 billion for U.S. auto plants. Plants. Can you put plants in the chat? Multiple plants. That's jobs in multiple states and a lot of 20-year-old American kids who need to get out of their parents' house and start their lives Jobs for American youth, not these old, not the old liberal hippies, not the old liberal baby boomers who are retired, who already got money and houses. See, there are young people in America, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, who got forgot about by your Democratic leadership. Yeah, Sleepy Joe fell asleep on my dreams. Sleepy Joe fell asleep on Gen Z. So that's why we voted MAGA. That's why we love Charlie Kirk. That's why we believe in Brexit, because we believe that they deserve an American dream. And you don't care because you got your dream already. You got your dream already. But I voted for Trump because I want my dream. 550 billion, and that's just Japan. That's just Japan. 10 billion in U.S. auto plants. That's multiple plants and openings for American exports. Trump also addressed U.S. troops at Yokosuka Naval Base, highlighting the alliance and importance for Indo-Pacific stability. You know what I'm saying? Japan is back. Listen to this. This is Japanese. This is the Japanese opinion of Trump and the agreements that we made today. Double tap, hit the like button. You're watching the greatest podcast on YouTube. No one else is explaining this to you. How many people else have told you that the president is in Japan and he won't be returning to November 1st? How many days is that in the shutdown? The president is in Japan. He won't be returning to November 1st. How many days is that shutdown? No one else is giving you this education. I'm telling you what he's doing in Japan, but you need to understand how long the shutdown is going to last so you understand the effects on Section 8, cash aid, because we are beyond food stamps. Listen to this from Japan. My sincere appreciation to President Trump for his friendship. Japan, together with our ally, the U.S., is determined to do everything we can do to contribute to peace and prosperity at the heart of the world. Japan is happy with the trade. Japan is happy with the tariffs. Japan is investing in America. These are realities that you cannot hide from. And you understand what I'm saying? I'm proud today. I am excited today. But anybody hoping that you were going to get your food stamps, I'm here to educate you today. This is why I laid the foundation about the clean CR and the budget. The House is on recess. The House, it's so important that you understand how the government works in democracy before you get angry and you understand your reality. Because I promise, fantasy land, I promise you, the hungry people do not want to hear all the trolling. I need to tell mothers who are wondering, and federal employees, I need to tell soldiers and wives of soldiers that there is no good news on the horizon. What do I mean by that? The president is out of the country. He is in Japan. He is not returning to November 1st. So you better get to work, Senate Democrats, on creating a bill. But you all in the chat need to understand there is no hope of a budget until November 1st. How many days? I keep asking you, how many days is that of a shutdown? It's going to be very important in a second. How many days is that of a shutdown? If the president is out of the country and cannot sign a budget until November 1st, how many days will the government be shut down? I'm going to look it up. Whoever says it in the chat, I'm going to shout you out. I might make you a moderator. You can join the channel for $2 and you get your name lit up in the chat so I can read your comment. If the president doesn't, I'm looking it up now. I gave you your chance. If the president doesn't return until the November 1st, how many days of shutdown is that, and the possible effects on entitlements and cash aid? Now, this is so important. You know why this is important? The last shutdown, that's 32 days. Thank you. We got some people doing some research. On November 1st is exactly 31 days. Now, why is this important? It's important because last time the shutdown under Donald Trump, which was the longest shutdown in American history, lasted 35 days. At 35 days, TANF was delayed 15 days. Who receives TANF or knows someone who receives cash aid? This is what I want to educate my audience on. We are past EBT. We are past food stamps. Trump is not coming back to November 1st. That means November 1st, food stamps is on hold. But we have to talk about something beyond that now. We need to address the fact that the last shutdown, the longest shutdown in American history, was 35 days under Trump. Trump doesn't come back to November 1st, that will be 31 days. If we go 35 days, I want to educate you that last time we went 35 days, cash aid was delayed 15 days. And the news isn't talking about it. The news is not preparing you. The news is not preparing you. This is why we're having this conversation today. I don't want to pick sides. Not today. I don't have to. I don't have to pick sides. I don't want to be angry. I want to educate the American people because independent media is the number one media outlet. Independent media are the only ones who actually care. How many people knew that Congress was on recess? How many people knew that Trump was in Japan? Do you guys know you need Congress and you need Trump to pass to get food stamps back online? How many people knew Trump was in Japan? How many people knew Trump would not return to the White House until November 1st? This is very important on this issue. Because if you don't understand these things in geopolitics, then you don't understand why you're upset and what's really going on in America right now. How many people understand that Trump has to be in the White House to sign the appropriation bill? That Trump has to be in the White House to sign the clean CR. This is how it works. Congress passes Congress creates the budget, passes the appropriation bill, goes to the Senate, then the Senate sends it to the White House and Trump signs it. Then you get the funding, then you get the food stamps, then you get the soldiers paid. If the House is on recess and Trump is in Japan, how do you know he's returning on November 1st? Let's go back and read that again. Let's go back and read that again. Because I understand why you have that question, because it's hard to understand. So right now, President Trump is in Japan. I have video proof that President Trump is in Japan right now. And God willing, he'll be back on November 1st. But this is our president in Japan right now, signing a deal with the new, and I know you guys have seen this new conservative leader that was elected in Japan, and she said she don't want no immigration. This is the lady who went viral for saying she don't want no immigration. So this is our president in Japan.
concludes the signing ceremony. The two leaders
President Trump is in Japan. But it doesn't matter if you don't understand how the government works. President Trump is in Japan. He's signing trade deals. He just secured $500 billion in trade. It's in my thumbnail. It's in the title. President Trump is in Japan. He won't be returning until November 1st. And he just got $10 billion invested for American plants. I just wanted to educate you that if President Trump is not in the White House, then you can't pass a bill, and the House is currently on recess. Do you guys know what it means that the House is on recess? The House is on recess because it already passed the clean CR and it's up to the Senate. And so the other thing we were discussing is the government shutdown began on October 1st. President Trump's Asia trip, listen, President Trump's Asia trip is scheduled to wrap up with his return to Washington, D.C. on November 1st, 2025. President Trump's Asia trip, he's in Japan right now. Expected arrival evening or early next day per White House itinerary. Days in shutdown by November 1st. From October 1st to November 1st is exactly 31 days inclusive of the start date by the current date. 29 days, meaning 3 more days of stalemate before his return could potentially catalyze talks. Why this milestone matters. As Speaker Mike Johnson noted on his October 29 presser, the House remains in recess. Listen to this. The House remains in recess until Trump's leverage returns, potentially delaying any CR vote. If no deal by November 1st, it risks hitting holiday travel, elections, and aid clips. The longest shutdown in U.S. history, surpassing 2018 and 2019, 35 days. Wait, no, it's approaching, but not there yet. Extensions could push it over. So we're almost at, Trump returning puts us at 30 days. My research says November 4th puts us at 35 days. Let me see, last shutdown was 35 days and delayed cash aid. Give details and possibilities for this time. The last shutdown was 35 days and delayed cash aid for 15 days. Okay, the last major government shutdown was the longest in history, lasting 35 days from December 22nd, 2018 to January 25th, 2019, during Donald Trump's first term. It stemmed from a partisan standoff over border wall funding, furloughing 800,000 workers, costing the economy $11 billion in lost productivity, per CBO estimates. While entitlements like Social Security were largely protected, cash aid programs like TANF face strains, including delayed processing and near misses on funding. Here's a detailed breakdown and effects. So cash aid was delayed during the last shutdown when we reached 35 days. Okay? Why it was delayed? TANF relies on annual appropriations, so shutdowns freeze new funds, forces states to use maintenance of effort, dollars, or reserves. But we are post-pandemic, post-quarantine, and states are in a deficit, so there is no extra money. In California, we're in a deficit. In Illinois, we're in a deficit. The 35 days tested limits. USDA advanced SNAP funds to prevent lapses, but TANF nearly hit a wall by week 3. Human cost. 10,000 federal workers sought food bank aid. Low-income families reported 20% rise in hunger. No widespread check bounces. So possibilities for the 2025 shutdown, current status and prolonged risk. The current shutdown is already in day 29. We already in day 29. Trump doesn't come back till day 31. We are potentially going to go to 35 days and see cash aid delayed. Listen, nearing the 2018 record, if it hits November 4th, can somebody put November 4th in the chat? Can somebody put November 4th? I told you I'm going to educate you today. I told you this was a very important conversation. Trump is in Japan. Trump will not be returning to November 1st. If we go into November 4th, we go to 35 days, which is the same as the longest shutdown in American history. And last time we went 35 days, cash aid was delayed for 15 days. This is what today's episode is about. Do you guys understand? The current shutdown is nearing 29 days. If we go to November 4th, Trump's return November 1st could spark talks, but dim filibusters on the clean CR persist. If prolonged to 35 days, effects on cash aid could mirror 2018, but worsen due to depleted contingencies. This is what I said. I believe it's going to be worse because we're still trying to get back after everyone being on a moratorium, everyone not paying rent for 2 years, everyone not paying their power bill for 2 years, and the government taking up the slack, everyone not paying their water bill for 2 years. Do you guys remember the government and states don't have it? Do you remember California caught on fire and burnt down because California didn't have water? Do you know why California didn't have water? Because California is broke. California, like a lot of states, when hit with national disasters, need federal aid and funding because the states are in a deficit. California burnt up. California don't have no extra money to pay your food stamps, to pay your cash aid. And I said to you here that if we don't get the government open after 35 days, then Section 8, yes, child care, Section 8 for December could be affected. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? There could be homeless people for Christmas. If the government shutdown persists, because of when it happened. See, last time it happened in December 22nd to January 25th. So people were able to have Christmas. This time, the shutdown started October 1st. So it affects Thanksgiving. And if the shutdown persists through December, what will happen is the same thing. See, Section 8 is funded through federal block grants, right? And shutdowns affect those grants and new enrollees. So this is what could happen in December. In December, you could get evicted by your Section 8 landlord, or Section 8 landlords could leave the program altogether because the big, beautiful bill has more regulations and restrictions to the program. This is by design. This is what makes it so evil and sinister by the Democrats. Let me explain this to you. For all the women and mothers on WIC, the goal of MAGA was to end that entitlement program. So Project 2025 and the big beautiful bill increased restrictions on WIC mothers. So to hope that we diminish the entitlement program, right? We want it to go away. When they shut down the government and stop money going to WIC and stop WIC employees from being able to work, what will happen? Some WIC employees will be forced to quit and find other jobs. Now, when WIC comes back online, when the government opens back up, the government opens up in a new world. It opens up in a big, beautiful bill, Project 2025 world. This is what the concern is. Gold P, money for the plate. Perfect Timing Podcast. I would like to interview when you have time. Thank you for show, my brother. And I got my share up today. When I finish the conversation, I'm gonna put the link out and I'm gonna see how it look when I bring somebody up. So if you hang out, I'm gonna put the link out and I'm gonna bring you up. So shit, I forgot what I was talking about. So the big beautiful bill, we were talking. All you do is talk about food stamps. No, we need Project 2029 to fix this mess. No, I don't talk about all I talk about is food stamps. Today we're talking about cash aid. Just so you trolling. Today we're talking about cash aid. I want to educate people that we are beyond food stamps. We are talking about cash aid, TANF, TANF, and the realities of the contextual argument that is being missed by left-leaning liberal media. You're only going to get this message on independent media. This is the contextual pieces here. We are going to go to 31 days. We're going to 31 days of shutdown because Trump is in Japan and not returning to November 1st, and House is on recess. Nothing can get done without the House and the president. That is why I laid the foundation in the beginning of the video about how the branches of government work and what you need mathematically to pass a budget. Trump is in Japan right now. So the longest shutdown ever was 35 days. If we go to 35 days, I want to educate people, which is November 4th. 35 days is November 4th. The goal of today's conversation is to tell you that if we go to November 4th, the last time we went to 35 days, cash aid was delayed 15 days. And that's something that, key differences from 2018. 2025 has tighter reserves post-COVID strains. Why are they trying to steal my talking points? I said that already. The difference between now and the last shutdown, I think, is going to be more harsh. Listen to this. The difference between 2018 shutdown of 35 days and 2025 shutdown, 2025 has a tighter reserve post-COVID strains. No early USDA advances for TANF yet. If Trump/Schumer deal by November 2nd, minimal cuts. Else, hunger catastrophe per advocates. Polls 60% blame Congress. States like Colorado prepping lawsuits. Worst case scenario, 45 days. Listen to this, 45 days. TANF lapses nationwide. SSI appeals backlog hit 200,000. GDP drag 0.3%. Best quick CR passes November retroactive fixes. So if this goes 45 days, cash aid lapses for the entire country. So that's the conversation today. We passed EBT. We passed food stamps. Just to let y'all know. So let's go. Let me show you. Let's talk about why we're closed down. Let's talk about this is a great video. It went viral because a lot of people don't understand why the Democrats and what the Democrats want. You may be asking yourself, well, what do the Democrats want? Why are we shut down? Take a listen to see what the Democrats want, and let's see if you even agree. Do you even agree with the Democrats' argument?
We found $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. It was in the budget under President Biden. We took it out. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in the socialist wing, the loon wing of the Democratic Party, says we're going to shut down government until you put it back in. $4.2 million. We took it out. The Congresswoman and the socialist wing of their party says we got to put that back in for them open government. $4.2 million for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people in the Western Balkans and Uganda. I could spend the rest of the afternoon here. We took all that out. It upset Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. It upset the socialist wing of her party. And now that wing of her party and the Congresswoman.
Did you know those things were part of the Affordable Care Act? How many people knew those things were part of the Affordable Care Act? This is what Doge was about. This is what President Trump was about. This is what I voted for. I don't want to pay for LGBTQ scams overseas. How do I know that money is going to that? How do I know that money is going to that? Right? This is what they shutting down the government for. Money for non-Americans. This is what they shut down the government for. I wish it was not true. I wish it was not true. This is what it is. This is what it is. Listen to what he said. I got it. Here's the full speech. Here, Senator on the floor, ongoing government shutdown negotiation. He specifically called out Democrats, including AOC for the socialist wing of the party, for allegedly demanding the restoration of certain foreign aid provisions in the budget bill before agreeing to end the shutdown. Among those provisions, $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti, framed as part of HIV/AIDS prevention programs under PrEP for some government program, plus $300,000 for Pride Parade in Lethos and other LGBT-related international funding. That's what's in the bill. That's what's in the bill. I just wanted to break that down, and so you know what's going on. I just want to share information about why the government is shut down, in case you didn't know. I have another great video to talk about this food stamp. I don't know if you've seen this. This is another great anecdotal video. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. You're watching the greatest podcast in the land. Look at the chat, the greatest chat in the land. Come on in. Listen to this.
The food stamps program is administered by the U.S. Department of Agriculture. They proudly report that they distribute free meals and food stamps to 46 million people on an annual basis. Meanwhile, the National Park Service, ran by the U.S. Department of Interior, asked us to please do not feed the animals when we visit the parks. Their stated reason for this policy is being that the animals will grow accustomed and dependent on the handouts, and they will never learn to take care of themselves. The food stamps program.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? So logical. OG going fishing, just going fishing. He said that the agriculture, the same people who say don't feed the animals, feed the humans free food. But the logic behind feeding the do not feed the animals is if you feed the animals in the national parks, they will become dependent on the handouts and never learn how to take care of themselves. Ain't that something? If we feed the animals, they will become dependent on the handouts and never learn how to forage and feed themselves. Who stole my cheese? Who stole my cheese? If we feed the animals, they will become dependent on the handouts and never learn how to feed themselves. Okay. I just want to give out, we're just having a little discussion. We're just having a little discussion. That's all. We just having a little discussion. How do I don't even know how to send the link. So I got the link. How do I send the link? Let me see if I gotta go to another chat. Let me see if I gotta bring myself up. But I don't have the link copied. I can't put the link. Let me see how I can do this. I don't think I could put the link in the chat. The vertical live is limited, but they're gonna be expanding the vertical live. I just realized that I got the ability. I set it up to have a guest, but I don't know how to put the link out there. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to everybody who subscribed. My name is Alexander. Thank you to everybody. Hit the like button. This is so important to hit the like button. Thank you everybody for supporting and choosing to be here and comment for us. Let me see. So I can create a poll, but I can't post. Yeah, I can't post the link. Where we get the link, you guys? Can y'all help me out? How we get a link in the chat for the keep winning? Have to push out. You all be good now. Thank you, Gold P, man. Thank you for hanging out, man. Truly appreciate it, brother. Truly appreciate it, man. Double tap hit the like button. Everybody say salute to Gold P. Gold P is vegan. Thank you for moderating the chat. Thank you for your support. Yeah, man. I appreciate it when any of the brothers come through. All right. Government shutdown hits 28 days. SNAP benefits teeter on brink amid GOP and Dem standoff. The U.S. government shutdown entering its 28 days since October 5th has left 1.4 million federal workers unpaid and threatens to cut $8 billion in SNAP benefits for 40 million recipients starting November. Republicans controlling the White House and Senate claim Democrats have blocked clean funding bills 13 times via filibuster. This is what I'm reporting today. While Democrats accuse the GOP of refusing to extend Affordable Care subsidies that include LGBTQ international funding. Let's just get that clear. Democrats accuse the GOP of refusing to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies that include LGBTQ international funding that we MAGA don't want to pay for. That could double premiums to 20 million people. Federal unions urged in the impasse a billionaire donor partially funded military pay. Wow, I did not know that. And President Trump remains abroad as negotiations stall. Listen to this. President Trump remains abroad as negotiations stall. There will be no negotiations until November 4th. Speaker Mike Johnson, here are the simple facts about the Democrat shutdown. Number one, Democrat votes are required to reopen the government. All the Republicans already voted to reopen it. Democrats have voted 13 times to keep it closed. And three, Democrats refuse to fund the government unless we restore $200 billion in health benefits for illegal aliens, billions for foreign projects, $500 million for leftist media outlets, and huge cuts to rural hospitals. 4, Democrats admit they are using the pain and suffering of the American people as leverage. We've argued while boasting that every day gets better for them. So the Democrats think that this gets better. There's no telling how long this lasts. If the Democrats think they're winning, that's a scary day for the American people. Democrats are doing this to appease their left Marxist base because they are more afraid of them than the American people. Woo! We are cooking today. We are cooking today. Woo, Mike Johnson, let's go. Mike Johnson.
So I brought you a little visual aid here to just remind everybody what the simple facts are. 4 simple facts here. The Democrats are required to open the government. They keep saying Republicans are in charge of government. We aren't, not in the Senate. 60 votes control the Senate, not a bare majority. And so point number 1, Democrat votes are required to open the government. Point number 2, they refuse to do it. They have now voted 12 times to keep the government closed. And they'll have another chance today or tomorrow, maybe multiple times this week, and we'll see what they do. Now, the third point is very important because they've been trying to confuse the American people. They've tried to say this is a fight about healthcare or this or that or any other thing. And it's very simple. They put this on paper. They made this their demand in writing in the record of the Senate, and it has not changed. These are just 4 subpoints there under fact number 3, but there's many more. But among the things they're demanding, this is what the Democrats in the Senate are demanding to reopen the government. They want to give $200 billion in health benefits to illegal aliens and non-citizens paid for by U.S. taxpayers. That is in their proposal. They want billions in wasteful programs to be returned to foreign countries. So we stopped these things. They want to turn it all back on. They're demanding that we do all that to get the government open for hardworking Americans again. They want to give $500 million to left-leaning news organizations, and they want to cut $50 billion from rural hospitals. We will not do those things. And they know that very well. Which leads us to point number 4. The Democrats have now openly admitted, and you all had to cover it last week, that they're using the pain of the American people as their leverage. That was the number 2 ranked Democrat in the House. The Democrat, the minority whip, who said that, acknowledged it in an interview, that this is leverage. And Chuck Schumer himself boasted that every day of the shutdown gets better for us. That's his now infamous quote that he wishes he had not said out loud. But you know what they're doing and why. Why are they demanding these things? Why is point number 3 so essential to them? Why would they do this? Because it's unprecedented, as we've noticed, and reminded you all, they voted for CRs every time it was possible in their lives, as recently as March of this year. But they're doing it to appease their far left Marxist base. That's the headline. That's why. That's why we're all in this mess. That's why the American people are suffering pain, because the Democrats are more afraid of the Marxist in their base than they are of hardworking Americans. See, they've made an evaluation that they have to appease the Marxist base, that they're so concerned that they'll lose their jobs if they don't appease the far left in their party. And they sat in a back room and they made the calculation that they would rather shut the government down and impose all this pain on the American people because they believe the Marxists, the far left in the base, are more active than hardworking Americans, people who go vote. And so they made the calculation that it's worth it to them. Every day gets better for us. We'll use the pain as leverage. For what? To prove to the far left base that they won't give in, that they'll fight Trump and fight the Republicans. What are they fighting? It's a clean CR. It's the same level of funding that they have voted for as recently as earlier this year.
Yes.
They are Biden level policies and spending.
Yes.
This is not some Republican wish list. We don't have any of our priorities in this at all.
It's a clean
It's
CR.
the Democrats' own product. But they have decided to flip the script this time because they were getting too much heat from the far left.
It's a clean CR. It's Biden level funding. That's why I spent the first part of my show laying the foundation so you know what's going on. It's a clean CR. The Republicans are not asking for anything. They passed a clean CR, Biden level funding. Nothing would change. No changes to the Affordable Care Act. No changes to WIC. Nothing would change. They are lying to you about attempting to fight the big, beautiful bill. This is not about the big, beautiful bill. It is a clean CR. That's why I took the time to educate you on what a clean CR is, on what the roles of the branches of government are, so you understand that it's not MAGA. I am MAGA. I am for Trump, but it's not a MAGA perspective that the Democrats are shutting down the government. This is a matter of fact. This is a matter of fact. They voted against the clean CR 13 times in the Senate, and this has never happened before in American history. This is the first time in American history that the government is shut down over a clean CR. A clean CR funds the government at Biden levels. This is the same Biden budget. This is not a new budget because they couldn't agree on a new budget, which is why we don't have an appropriation bill. If they came to an agreement on an actual budget, we would have an appropriation bill. In lieu of an appropriation bill, they passed what is known as a clean CR or a stopgap bill that would fund the government at current levels, which no change. That means I don't win, you don't win. A clean CR says we keep everything status quo until we can agree on the new budget. And every time we've got a clean CR, we get the government back open, because a clean CR is no one is winning. No one wins. The Republicans don't get what they want. The Democrats, basically what it means is the government opens back up under the previous budget, the same budget that existed before October 1st. We're going to keep that going until we finish negotiations. And Senate Democrats have said no to this agreement 13 times. What you need to understand is they've never said no to that before, and they're doing it for political leverage because the Republicans have the House, the Senate, and the White House. Do you understand? Those 5 seats with Jasmine Crockett don't matter. Chuck Schumer is afraid of losing his job. We know that. Why do we know Chuck Schumer is afraid? Because AOC, when asked, deflected. When AOC and Bernie Sanders had a recent town hall, the number one question is, was she going to primary Chuck Schumer from the left? That was the number one clip from that town hall, because it was weird how Bernie Sanders blocked for her, and they tried to insinuate that her ambitions on public office is private. And I found that laughable. MAGA found that laughable. You want to go after public office, but you think it's private? Bernie Sanders said her public ambitions for being senator should be private. Whether or not she runs for senator is her own business. No, if she opens up her own business, that's her own private business. But if she runs for Senate Democrat, that's public, because it's a public job. I don't understand Bernie Sanders and AOC and the Democrat logic. Oh, if she runs for Senate, that's her own private decision. No, it's not. Actually, it's not. It's a public position, and she will campaign publicly for public support. So Chuck Schumer is afraid of the left. Chuck Schumer is afraid of the AOC left. When Mike Johnson says that he is doing this to secure his base, he's not lying. He understands there's a possibility that he could lose his job to AOC if he is seen weak by the Marxist left. That's a fact. That's a fact. That Mark said, I don't want free health care. I don't want free health care for people who didn't work here, Mark. If you disabled American, if you're a disabled veteran, if you're an elder, because I believe in God. This is God and country, fathers and families. So if you're an elder, you know what I'm saying? You might be an elder, a grandmother, you know, her husband may have passed away, and you may have been a good wife. You deserve health care and benefits, because this is the greatest country on earth. If you're an elder, if you're disabled, we are the greatest country on earth. So I'm not upset. I'm not mad. Yeah, if you're an elderly woman and you're a good wife and your husband passes away, we take care of you. If you're disabled, we take care of you. Right? And my boy said that's who they're taking it from. That's who the Democrats are taking it from. Brother, is it in 2020? Is it 2026 yet? Not yet. That's who the Democrats are taking it from, brother. People are getting letters saying insurance for healthcare is going to sky, is going to go sky high. So we talked about the big, beautiful bill. And the thing about America, brothers and sisters, that there are things in the big, beautiful bill that MAGA Republicans like myself may not agree with. But the problem with America right now is that Republicans and Democrats don't understand we're on the same side, that we're both Americans. It's okay for you to have a difference of opinion. That's how we make America great again. I want multiple opinions because I don't want a monarchy. I understand why the framers created the three branches of government. It was because they created the greatest system on the planet to ensure we never end up in theo-monocratic rule again, right? Under the British rule, it was a theo-monocracy, right? There was a king and you had to pray to their God. When the framers created America, they created the three branches of government, the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, and it said religious freedom. Religious freedom. We always focus on gun rights, but we don't understand what the framers were doing when you talk about guns and all this other stuff. It was about us not living under a monarchy, creating a system where powerful men cannot architect a monarchy. So we have three branches of government. We have different parties so that we have differences of opinion and we have checks and balances so that we never end up into one opinion and one school of thought. What's the problem with the Marxist left? If you guys get what I'm saying, the problem with the Marxist left is they want everything to be their way or to highway, and that's monarchy. That's not democracy. The left, the Marxist liberal left say burn down Teslas. They say protest and throw bricks through windows if we don't get our way. I argue that they're not being democratic. I argue they're not being American, because that's not American. Americans understand that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights were the greatest documents, and the framers were the greatest men to ever live. And they had a goal of making sure we didn't end up back in the theo-monarchy rule, which is why we have the different branches of government and the checks and balances, and things are designed in a way for a purpose. This is a design. This is a design so that you can pray to any God or not pray at all. Only in America, though. Only in America. Only in America. This is not true. This is not true if you live in a theocracy. There are a lot of theocracies in the world where you have to pray to that God, right? Theo monarchs. Not in America. It's not a theocracy. You can pray to whoever you want or not pray at all. These are foundations. This is what the country is built on. That and then the Democrats want to say sky daddy. The Democrats it's almost heretics are back in style. Like, if I believe in God, then I'm an idiot and I should be not allowed to be in political debate. Like, the Democrats you guys don't understand what's happening. That's not religious freedom. That's what Marxist, leftist, socialist is. When you start to tease me for my religious beliefs and you laugh at me and say I'm not credible anymore because I believe in a sky daddy. Do you guys even understand what's happening? You don't understand. That's why it's important you understand the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, the framers, why we're here, why America is the greatest country. I can believe in Sky Daddy if I want, Democrat. I can believe in whatever God I want, Democrat. You can't tease me. You can't assassinate my character and say I'm not credible. But the Democrats are doing that, and you don't get it. They're taking away your freedoms. Sky Daddy. It's a Sky Daddy. Don't listen to him. He believes in Sky Daddy. He shouldn't be able to create policy. Don't that sound like a theocracy to you? And then someone makes a joke in the chat. They don't understand religious freedom and my ability to choose. That's what makes America the greatest country, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, the greatest documents. It's not about what I believe in or if I believe in. It's the power of free will that is only granted. This is why 10 million people came across the border. This is why everybody wants to come here. It's not about whether I pray or I not pray. It's about, in America, I have the power and the free will to make a choice. Candace Owens changed from being Judeo-Christian to being Catholic. Do you know in certain countries, you can't change from being Muslim to now being Judeo-Christian? They will kill you. Do you know in America, I can change my faith? I can change my faith. I can come out in America and say, I'm Catholic now. I can go in America, I can come out and say, I'm Muslim now. And you have to respect my opinion because I have religious freedom. No, nowhere else can you do this. They will kill you, put you in prison. Theocracy. In America, do you know how much of a gift that is? Do you know how much of a gift that is? That you live in a country where you can be whatever and pray whatever? It's a shame you do not understand these principles. It's an absolute shame that you don't understand the gifts that you've been given by being born American. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Double tap hit the like button. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching the gifts you have been given for being born American. Thank you, everybody, for watching. hit the like button, hit the like, share, and subscribe. Every day at 11 a.m. I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. Double tap, hit the like button, subscribe, donate, hit the super chat. Thank you everybody for watching. Have a blessed day. God bless you too.